Hi everyone, this is Vipin Kumar here. Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to solve flight mechanics numerical problems from GATE Aerospace 2018 question paper, and I'll be solving four numerical problems in this part of the video, and remaining problems will be solved in the next part of the video. So if you are in BTech Aerospace Engineering second, third and fourth year and also preparing for GATE Aerospace Engineering exam, then this video can be very helpful for all of you. And if this is the case, then stay tuned and watch the video till end. So here you can see I have collected the problems, the questions from GATE Aerospace 2018 for flight mechanics, and in this question number 4, 5, 6, 7, 16 are factual questions, are concept based questions of 1 mark each. So these questions will be covered in next part of the video. So for this part of the video I'm solving question number 33, 38, 40 and 41, and remaining problems will be solved in next part. So let us start with question number 33. An aircraft with a turboprop engine produces a thrust of 500 newtons and flies at 100 meters per second. If the propeller efficiency is 0.5, the power produced by the engine is. Four options are given. So we know that power available is equal to propeller efficiency multiplied with shaft power. In this question we have to find out shaft power, which is denoted by PS. So PA by propeller efficiency, and PA, which is power available, is nothing but thrust available into velocity. And in this particular problem, the thrust available, which is the thrust produced by the engine, is 500 newtons, and the velocity is 100 meter per second, and the efficiency, propeller efficiency, is 0.5. So 1 lakh watts or 100 kilowatts is the shaft power produced by the engine for this turboprop configuration. So option B is the correct option for question number 33. Now next question is question number 38. If we look at the question here, so this question is from the chapter atmosphere, and in this particular question we have to find out the density of air at Leh, which is at an altitude of 3500 meters above mean sea level. Okay, so we have to assume standard sea level conditions, which is temperature of this much, density this much, G is G naught, and R is 287 joule per kg Kelvin. Okay, so we have to find out, let's say rho 2 is the density at 3500 meters. So we know that this 3500 meters, which is 3.5 kilometer, falls in the range of first layer of the atmosphere, and first layer of the atmosphere is a gradient layer in terms of temperature. So this is temperature, this is altitude, and the upper limit of first layer is around 11 kilometers. Okay, that means 3500 is somewhere here. So here you can see that this is the sea level conditions. Here this is the point of sea level conditions where the temperature is 280 or 8.16 kelvins, and it is decreasing at a linear rate, and that linear rate is known as lapse rate, and which is approximately equal to minus 0.006 kelvin per kilometer. Okay, what is this? This is lapse rate. So definition of lapse rate is change in temperature with respect to altitude. It can be positive as well as negative, but for first layer of atmosphere it is negative. As you can see here, the slope is in this direction. if slope is, let's say for this layer, this is the slope, so this is the initial temperature, this is the final temperature. So in this direction it is increasing, so value of A will be positive in this case. Okay, so for our numerical we have to take this value. Now let us come to this. So rho 2 by rho 1, which is the ratio of two densities at different altitudes. This is at 3500 meters, this is sea level condition, and the relation between temperature and this is given by this formula: G naught upon AR minus 1, where G naught is 9.81, A is minus 0.006, R is 287, and T2, which is, let's say, this point, this is T1, this is T2. So T2 is nothing but T1 plus AH, where H is the altitude, A is the lapse rate. So here in this case A is negative, so it will be 288.16 minus 0.006 into 3500, like this. Okay, so value of T2 from here can be put in this equation, and the expression for rho 2 is rho 1 into T1 plus AH upon T1 G naught upon AR minus 1. Now we have all the values with us, and when we solve it for rho 2 by putting all the values, where rho 1 is 1.225, T1 is 288.16, A is minus 0.006, H is 3500 meters, G naught is 9.81, R is 287. So after putting all the values here, the value of density at 3500 meters is around this much. Okay, so this is the answer for question number. Now question number 40. An aircraft with mass of 4 lakh kgs cruises at 240 meter per second at an altitude of 10 kilometers. Its lift to drag ratio is 15 for cruise condition. Assuming G as 9.81 meter per second square, what is the power needed for it to cruise is? So here in this case we have to find out power needed, which is nothing but PR, and PR is TR into V infinity. Okay, and since this is a cruise condition, we know that thrust is equal to drag and lift is equal to weight. Okay, so that means D into V infinity is power needed here, and if I calculate thrust, which is given by W upon L by D, so mg upon 15, m is 4 lakhs, 4 lakhs divided by 15. Okay, so after calculating this, my answer for thrust is 261 600 newtons. Okay, so power required in this case is 261600 into 240. Okay, so if I solve it, so it gives me the value of 62.784 megawatt, which is the power needed for the given numerical here for this particular case. So question number 40 answer is 62.784 megawatt. Now next is question number 41. So in question number 41, if we read the question here, a statically stable aircraft has a CL alpha 5. The coefficient of movement of the aircraft about the center of gravity is given as by this equation. The mean aerodynamic chord of the wing is 1 meter. The location positive towards the nose. Okay, in this direction, let's say this is FRL if I say fuselage reference line. So sign convention is the movement in this direction is taken as positive. Okay, so the location of neutral point of the aircraft from center of gravity is positive. That means this is the reference point and we have to move from here to here. Okay, towards the nose. So this is nose, so towards the nose is this. So if this is neutral point and this is CG, that so in this case we can say XCG is ahead of neutral point, just only for this case. But in normal cases, sign convention is in this direction and neutral point is always behind this XCG. Here XCG is greater than this. If I measure from this point, this is XNP and this is XCG, so XCG is greater than this. That means XCG by C bar minus XNP by C bar value will be considered as positive. Okay, so on this basis we can get the value of the distance between neutral point and the center of gravity. So CL alpha is given as 5 and CG equation is 0.05 minus 4 alpha. Okay, so if I compare this with the standard equation, which is Cm naught plus Cm alpha into alpha, so what I get, Cm alpha as minus 4 and Cm naught as 0.05. Okay, so I know that Cm alpha, Cm alpha is equal to Cl alpha into dcm by dcl. Okay, if you don't understand this, we can do it here, dcm by d alpha, so dcm by dcl and dcl by d alpha. This is nothing but cl alpha and this is cm alpha. Okay, so this is the same equation here, and I know that dcm by dcl is also equal to minus of static margin, and minus of static margin here is minus of xnp by c bar minus xcg by c bar. Okay, this position. So this is just, basically taken as positive when sign convention is from this direction to this direction. Okay, so what I can write here is Cm alpha is equal to Cl alpha and xcg by c bar minus xnp by c bar. Okay, so this is the equation and we need to find out this, and we have already discussed that for this particular problem where the sign convention is from right to left, so xcg minus c bar minus xnp by c bar is going to be positive. Okay, now xcg by c bar minus xnp by c bar is what, cm alpha by cl alpha. Cm alpha is what, minus 4, cl alpha is what, 5, so minus 0.8 is the answer. Okay, so xcg minus xnp is positive for this particular case, so minus 0.8 is the answer, which we can write here. So with the solution of question number 41, I will stop this video, and I hope you understood whatever I have solved here and whatever concepts we have covered. And if yes, then you can share this video with your friends also who are preparing for GATE examination 2021. And that's it. Thank you, all of you. Take care.